UFC Fight Night Mexico City has ended with Loner Kavanagh winning the main event. Wow. Really exciting. First, quick apology. I'm back home visiting my parents, so my audio is not exactly where I want it to be. I'll be back with my normal setup for the next videos. But wow, this card was fun. I give it a 7.5 out of 10. There was some exciting upsets, and there's a lot to cover here. I'll keep it very brief, though. First of all, let's take a quick glance at the prelims. Early prelims, Damian Penis, wow, congratulations. We got to watch a live execution on TV of Wes Schultz. Wes Schultz, that's a tough one, man. That's a tough one, man, and it's not your fault. It's not your fault. I'll leave it at that, but big things coming for Penis. Very excited to see who they set him up next. A lot of power at middleweight. Big shots, really exciting. Francis Marshall getting the finish, kind of coming in, doing exactly what he was supposed to against someone like Eric Silva. More or less a predicted outcome that Francis Marshall would finish him. No real big, nothing too crazy to talk about. Regina Turin, wow, welcome to the promotion. Way to come out and show you did exactly what you needed to do. A lot of fun. I hope you get a wonderful contract. I hope they set you up because that was really fun to watch. Just coming in, throwing hands. This was a sneaky fight of the night. I really enjoyed this one, but I want to see her fight who they set her up with next, but that was good. This was very close. Douglas Silver de Andrade versus Javier Reyes. This one, Andrade dropping Reyes hard with a shot, but Reyes bouncing back and getting the finish with 1 second left, which, yeah, maybe we let it go 1 extra second. We get a second round, but Andrade is on his stomach, just covering up and just eating these hooks from Reyes, who's really trying to get that finish via stoppage, and Reyes doing exactly what he needed to get that stoppage. But this was this was fun. That one was fun. Javier Reyes, let's see what you can do next. I hated this fight. Chris Matinho, it's not your fault. They just bring you in here to get crushed, man. Christian Quinones, though, sure, the fight was okay. I really wasn't too impressed. I think if you really wanted to impress a lot of people, you need to go get a finish. In this one, we'll see. As I said, just nothing to run home about. But good win nonetheless. Aline Perez, this fight sucked. Boring. Aline Perez, way to really just kind of smudge against the cage, get another decision win under your belt. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really want to talk too much about it. I really wasn't too impressed. Calling out Tracy Cortez, though, could be fun. We will be watching. I will be watching. But yeah, welcome to the win column again. Aline Perez just controlled the fight. Macy Chiasson not really able to get the control she needs, be able to counter some of that clinch work. Nothing too much to say there. Ryan Gandra coming in hot, dropping Jose Medina bad. This is electric. Ryan Gardena, a lot of power coming in at middleweight. Very excited to see what he's able to do for his next fight. And it feels like there's not really too much to say on a lot of these fights just because these were not expected outcomes. Like, yeah, a first-round finish is still crazy, but these guys are coming in as minus like 600 favorites because this is what they're supposed to do. This is why they set it up. They wanted to give these free wins to you in Mexico City, especially if you're going to the scorecard, which we'll talk about next here with, or not next, but here in a minute with Edgar Shirez. But Ryan Gandra got momentum. We'll see what he can do. Santiago Luna, Angel Pacheco. I had Santiago Luna via submission. Not really too much to say here. Looking really good. Overall, pretty well-rounded. I'm interested to see who they set him up next to that bantamweight. But we pretty much just watched Angel Pacheco get beat up for 3 rounds. Yeah, this one was good. Moving on, Emmanuel Rodriguez almost losing. Getting hit hard, dropped in the first, but bouncing back and looking solid. The chin is there. Kevin Borjas, you tried, man. You tried. That's all that matters. But Emmanuel Rodriguez, sneaky. I think he's got a lot. He's young. He's very, very young. He has a lot of raw talent that I need to be developed around some of the veterans of the sport. We talked about it in the original prediction video where I think it's not American Kickboxing Academy, but he trains with Daniel Cormier, which will really, really help him with his his takedowns, some of his takedown defense possibly too, kind of learning how they take those down. But Ewan Rodriguez, welcome to the promotion, getting the finish. I had him over 1.5 rounds and money line, which is at plus something. I think I said decision, which, oops. I was about to, in the video, I was about to go with the finish, but sometimes you never know, especially at flyweight. It's just really hard to get knockouts just because it's not that they don't have power, it's just that they're not throwing as heavy hands sometimes as it's required to get these knockouts. But Ewan Rodriguez coming in hot. Really excited to see who they set him up with next. Next, Edgar Chairez, Felipe Bunez. Felipe Bunez, man, you're in Mexico City. You got to get the finish. You can't let this go to the scorecard, especially as an underdog. This total strike numbers do look rough, but only because he spent a majority of the first round just backpacked on Edgar Chairez while they're both up against the cage, just kind of hitting him with soft shots, not really being able to wind up, take the big ones that take someone down, especially at flyweight. But he didn't look bad. Felipe Bunez did not look bad, but Edgar Chairez, man, I expected maybe a little more dominance out of this performance. Walking out with the decision win. I had him to get a finish in the distance. I don't think there's really a lot of urgency, kind of, not in the first, but there's only so much you can do when someone is backpacked up against you like that, and you don't really want to slam them down and risk messing up more or less your control of the hands, or Felipe Bunez can maybe sneak an arm under your chin, but it's a split decision win, man. It's tough coming in, especially I think it was like it was 12 or minus 500. I remember that, but we'll see. Daniel Zellhuber. You put the fries in the bag, bro. It's over. Or they stop giving you unks. I mean, losing to Michael Johnson and King Green back-to-back, which King Green, wow, looking amazing, not letting Daniel Zellhuber, kind of take up the void. But also, it's not even that. It's King Green, the head movement was crazy. He was looking good and hitting him with hitting Zellhuber with big counters. King Green, man, this was a big win. But I also think at the same time, Daniel Zellhuber is just not as good as we think he is. So maybe back to the lab for you, buddy. 17 strikes landed out of 78. That's tough. But it's not your fault. It is, but it's not your fault. King Green, welcome back to the win decision. I had Zellhuber via knockout. I thought he would have been able to do exactly what he needed to do, but he was not, which was kind of use those leg kicks. King Green keeps his hands down, and he's very confident. He's talking shit, and maybe Daniel Zellhuber was too busy just thinking about, what's he trying to say to me? It's like, I don't know what he's saying. He's just talking shit. I don't know. Maybe he got distracted by that enough to where he just forgot he has to land strikes and try and knock out a veteran of the sport in King Green. But King Green, congrats, man. This is huge for the fans. Not a surprising outcome at all. I only chose Chito Vera by decision just so it could seem like I knew ball. But obviously, this was going to happen. We know how Chito Vera is. He just does a whole load of nothing. Just David Martinez just running circles around the ring, round one and round two. And there's eventually a point where in round two, Vera, kind of gets enough kicks, gets enough damage to where Martinez isn't as quick, we're tiring him out. But, he's just doing cardio at that point. And I think, if we keep seeing this, eventually David Martinez is going to run into someone who has the ability to cut off the cage and not just let you continuously rotate out of, any exchanges and not really backing you up against the cage. It'll happen eventually. Not today, obviously, because Chito Vera just doesn't care. David Martinez, welcome to the win column. Let's build off of this. And finally, main event, Loner Kavanagh. Wow. Looking really good. I had Brendan Moreno to win. Brendan Moreno over 3.5 rounds. I thought eventually we get to the point where maybe we're in the fourth or fifth round. Loner Kavanagh starts slowing down, but no. Loner Kavanagh looking great, especially on short notice. Huge win. Looking heavy hands too. I mean, just throwing bombs, hitting Moreno hard, and chewing up that lead calf of Brendan Moreno's lead leg. But looking great, making kickboxing look like one of the best bases in MMA, stuffing the takedowns. I mean, Brandon Moreno couldn't buy a takedown if he had to. This is good. I'd like to see Kavanagh continue. You give him one more to fight up, but the issue with flyweight right now, especially when you kind of enter that top 10, top 8, is a lot of those people they're active. They're active, of course, but it gets congested more or less at the top because there are quite a few people sort of waiting in line for a title shot. But wow, Loner Kavanagh, this is exciting. Keep an eye out. We got big things coming, but it's a tough division, man. It's a tough division, and you're really going to have to stand out. But with that takedown defense, huge. That was huge. This was good. Yeah, 7.5 out of 10 for the card. This one's really fun. We're getting ready for the BMF bout next weekend, which I got to get back in the lab. I got to start cooking. I think you're going to like what we have to put out for this one, but thank you so much for tuning in, watching, taking the time out of your day to watch this video. Support the channel. Like, subscribe, comment, do whatever you want. I don't really care. I do care, but I don't. It's your life. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you in the next video.